Well, hello everyone, I'm Peaches from Lovers for Healthy Life, and I would like to welcome you to my channel. Now today we're going to talk a little bit about plant rotation. Now I've been gardening for about a little over 20 years, and initially I would just buy my plants at the store and I would add a ton of fertilizer. Well, in 2014 I decided to go all organic, and I wanted to give my non-organic garden a little break or a little rest. And if you look at the picture above, that's my old garden that I used to plant all my vegetables for the past 20 years. And right now it's in resting mode. I'm gonna rest it for about 5 years. Well, I started my raised bed gardening in 2014, and that's where I've been doing all my organic gardening. Well, when I decided to do organic gardening in 2014, I had to start taking into consideration the rotation of my vegetables. I made a few mistakes last year about not rotating some of my vegetables, and they didn't do so well. So this year I wanted to make sure. I was a little reluctant to plant my seeds because I wanted to do a little bit more researching on plant rotation. Now when you rotate your vegetables, mainly like your peppers and also your tomatoes and potato plants, you want to make sure that you do not plant those in the same location year after year. Unless you do a total soil change or change out of your soil, you really don't want to plant those in the same location. Now I have a lot of raised beds that I'm going to be planting beans in this year, which will be kind of good because I can give some of the beans away or freeze some as well. So this way I'll be adding nitrogen to my soil. I'm going to be conducting a few more new raised beds to plant my peppers and also my tomatoes. So I'm going to take you out to my garden, show you what I've been working on, and show you some of the things I've been doing to rotate my vegetables as well. So come along with me and let's have some fun. Okay, I'm going to give you a quick update on some of the seeds that I planted for the spring. Now, like I said, I was really reluctant to plant my seeds because I want to make sure that I get my crops and everything rotated. And these circular raised beds, last year I grew corn. So right here in the middle I have red sorrel that I planted last fall at the end of the season. And it's coming along real nice. I like the way it looks right there in the middle of my circle. And then I planted dinosaur kale and also cabbage. I think it's some early Jersey cabbage. And then I also planted calendula and also some other, I think marigolds in some of the middle sections. But looks like they're coming in really good. So this is cabbage here. I kind of alternated between the rows. Some more dinosaur kale. They kind of look the same actually as they're small. And then I'm trying a new kale this year. So this is a forage kale, so it's a new different type of kale that I'm growing over in this bed as well. This circular raised bed, I have more of the red sorrel, and then I planted some chard over here. And over in this circular raised bed is my Chinese red mustard that we've been eating from, and we were able to give a bunch of bags away to my daughters and also some neighbors. And this is so delicious. We use some of the large leaves in wraps. I mean, this is just something really nice. And then I also have some dinosaur kale that's coming up over here as well. Now this Chinese red mustard, because I planted this last fall, it is starting to go to seed, but I've been trying to harvest as much as I can. You can also chop them up and put them in the freezer if you ever want to put them with onions and boil them. But I just love the leaves. They're so beautiful. It almost looks like a Swiss chard, the way the leaves are. And it has a nice mild, I can't really say mild taste. It is a little bit hot, but not too hot. And I really love them. And these leaves right here, they're even looking like a different color. They almost look like Swiss chard. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, you'll see my little new friend. She has a new hairdo. And she told me the other day that she wanted some bangs because she said she wanted to look like me. So I was like, okay, cool. And over in this mound was my kale. So I went ahead and planted potatoes here. I believe this is Yukon Gold potatoes. They're doing really well here. And then I have red potatoes growing over here. And I just recently planted some blue potatoes over here, and then more Yukon Gold potatoes. I still have more potatoes I have to get in the ground, but I'm taking one day at a time. And over here are my cucumbers that are coming in, and I had to do a total soil amendment right here at the end of this bed. And toward the back of the bed is the California lake garlic. but I totally changed out the soil. So hopefully my cucumbers will do fine right here. In this raised bed, I have my elephant garlic. So what I've been doing is cutting off the flowers because now the flowers are starting to curl, and that's what you want to. You want to wait for them to curl a little bit, and then you go ahead and just cut it off here. And you go ahead and enjoy these. They're really good. See how it's starting to curl right there? So I'm going to go ahead and clip all these today, and that will, by clipping the flowers, you take the energy from growing on the flowers to growing on your garlic bulb under the ground, and that way your garlic will be a lot bigger. So I think I planted this raised bed a little too soon in March, and I was unexpected cold nights. So what I did, the onions still did pretty good. So what I did, I just reseeded everything. So hopefully in a few weeks everything will start to push out and look lovely. And over here is my spearmint that's doing pretty good, and those look like the strawberries that I planted. Looks like they did not germinate, but that's okay because I just got in a few strawberry plants. There's some more spearmint down there, and some icicle pansies that I repotted at the beginning of spring. And I added a few more flowers in these pots over here, and over in that big planter right there is carrots, and create a little sitting area out here so I could come out here, read my gardening books, have a little coffee or tea. And then over here is a little chest where I keep my seed books and also other garden equipment that I have, and it just shuts down like this. I wanted to show you that we have grapes on my grapevines. Lovely. I think those are grapes. Yeah, they look like grapes anyways. But anyways, this is getting really bushy, so I'm happy that the grapevines all came back. Now I received some new banana plants in, and I was told not to pick the leaves when they're brown, just to leave them like that, and then in the middle more will come. So we'll see. These are dwarf banana trees, and I have 4 of them here. A couple of these were from last year, and I have some lemon balm that I planted some seeds in here that is not doing anything, but we'll see. And this is actually a pecan tree. Now I did not plant this, a squirrel did, so I was like, well, hey, we'll see. And I'm going to go ahead and grow it, and I think I'm going to grow several of pecan trees, may give some away to some friends and family. And then down here I planted some thyme, and it's doing really good. I planted those by seed. Some lavender that I don't see anything happening in lavender. I planted some oregano, and I planted some oregano over there, and it's coming up pretty good. Now the reason why I planted the oregano, and I already had the seeds, I just didn't plant them before. I actually have some oregano growing here up in this grapevine planter. There's some oregano plants that came back, and I think oregano is a perennial, so that was pretty cool. But the reason why I planted more oregano is because oregano is a good respiratory herb, and it's supposed to help when you have like pollen allergies, which I have. So I was putting some drops of that in my tea, so it was really good. So I said, well, hey, I'll just go ahead and grow my own oregano. And so that's what I did. And also you could put a few drops of oregano oil on your toothbrush. You know, you put your toothpaste on there, and then you put it on your toothbrush, and it's supposed to help with any gum disease and different things like that. And I have lemon balm that's growing here. This is a new plant that I received in, blueberry. Doesn't look too hot, so I'm not sure. Might have to put it in a different pot or something. We'll see. This is my blueberry. Now my dwarf lemon has flowers that are growing on it, so maybe I'll get a few lemons this year. And over in this raised bed is my parsley that is doing lovely. I really love how the parsley turned out. The second year, I did not plant this parsley this year, but it is doing great. Well, over in this bed last year, I had growing okra and also peppers. So I just planted some lettuce here. Also, I planted more onions. I don't know if you can see the onions that are coming up right here, and that's either onions or garlic. I'm not sure. But anyways, I've also planted some basil. I actually spilled some seeds here, so oh well. So there's some opal basil and some Thai basil. Over here I have some cilantro coming up, also some Swiss chard, and then back over here I have some rose lettuce, tiny seeds that are coming up, and more garlic or onions I planted at the end of the row. And I do see one little garlic coming up, or onion, not sure, I forgot. Anyways, over in this raised bed I grew bush beans last year, so this will be perfect for planting my grape seed tomatoes. So I'm gonna go ahead and plant those. I've already planted 3, and I'm planting them pretty deep. And what I'm doing is just breaking off all the bottom leaves of the plants, because some of the bottom leaves looked a little yellow, so I just kept all the nice green leaves. And as it grows up this tomato trellis, what I'll do is just pinch off any bad leaves, and also I'm gonna try to stay on top of my tomato plants this year and not let them get too tall, and just have them bush out more so than get tall. So I'm gonna go ahead and plant this grape seed tomato, and this is grown from seed, and these were my own grape seeds. So I'm putting them pretty deep in the ground, and tomatoes are pretty forgiving, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, you can plant them a little bit deeper than most plants. Go ahead and cover up the soil here. Normally I wear gloves, but today I just decided not to worry about it right now. Okay, so that's in the ground. And then, as you can see, these leaves right here are kind of looking pretty shabby, so I'm going to go ahead and pinch these off right here, and also pinch this off. So the tomato trellises has been added, and it looks pretty good here. So I have 7 grape seed tomatoes planted here at the end of this row, and then I planted 3 more at the end of my other garlic rows as well. I still have more tomatoes to plant, my beefsteak tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, and I'm going to be building new raised beds for those tomatoes so I can get those planted as soon as possible. Well, I want to thank everyone for coming along with me on my garden update today. And as always, happy gardening and God bless.